somebody is coming, so you have to be aware. The first movement, if somebody attacks you, that's the most important movement. If I attack her and she's not really aware, so I can help you now. Not with your weight, or with your movement from your center. To be aware what happens in this moment. Now what up to me? Not. That's finished. So, yeah? The first attack, I take the energy. Yeah? So this is flow of energy. So if you hold it very strong, you have to move your hips. Not the hand, hips, and then I lose this. Okay, try, but slowly. The reason why I decide to make a seminar with this special martial art and yoga is the connection between them, both. There's a long connection in the history, but it was a real connection, mentally and physically. So the main energy comes from the prana, maya kosha. So, and the link between prana, maya kosha and physical body, that is to practice. The most problem is in the modern society, the people can drive cars, they can fly aeroplanes, they can handle computers, but they cannot handle their own personality. They have no control over the breath, they have no control over the limbs, they have no control over the cardiac system, they have no control over the mind, they know nothing about their own personality. But they know enough about computers and internet and whatever. So TV and movies and all this exciting. So the problem is the mind goes out through the senses to watch and to handle the world outside, the phenomenon of the world. And that is the greatest mistake in the modern time. People are suffering because they cannot handle their own personality. Most important is the right distance. You are not in the right distance. You are too far away or too close. So the right distance. If you go in this way, think about it. Your arms in a straight line. Then your center have to move. Center is over here. Then I can move my center. She will follow. Yeah. So you are the right distance, so that your energy is flowing. Okay. So, one, 4 movements, second. So when I was 14 years old, in my family nobody has knowledge about yoga. So I bought a yoga book and started my study. So, and started to move with my body on my own experience and so on. Because I bring some impression from my last life in this life. So nobody teach me in this time. I was young. Nobody in my so knows about that. So if you really make a deep impression in your mind field, you can carry it from one life to the other life. That's the reason why we are practicing meditation, So to train our mind field and bring this experience in the next life. If we have not trained our mind, we have no chance. So we have so many impressions in our mind field, and we did not know what happens in next life. So why we are not born in the slum of Rio or in Africa or whatever. It can be happen next life. We didn't know. But if you learn to control your mind field, you have a chance for the future to have a better life in the next life. So, but if you have not trained mind, you have no chance. Something will happen and you have no control. So the whole meditation practice is to be aware of the own personality, to control the own personality, and then if the body will die, only the body will die, you bring this knowledge from one life in another life. But if you are not trained mind, that's a very difficult, very worse situation. Because if you are dying, nobody can help you. So Swami Rama always said, you are alone. You come alone and you will go alone. But you have one chance. And that is the mantra. Mantra is a power. You can use this power for the transmission. But if the mind not trained, so in the moment you will die, very, very difficult situation happens in the mind field. And if the mind not stable and cannot concentrate, then nobody knows what happens in the next life. That's a karma force. So, back to the martial art. Martial art is a training, a method, so to be aware of their own personality. So you have no control over your limbs. Why? Not trained. Mind is not trained. So martial art is a training method, so to control your mind, your breath, and your emotion, the 4 steps in awareness. Kaya, Vedana, Chitta, and Dharma. So in the Buddhist tradition. This is the same in yoga. So in the Ashtanga yoga, I hope some will be familiar with Ashtanga yoga. So, yamas niyamas. That is a very, Swami Vida said, the desirable siddhi to cultivate your yamas and niyamas. But cultivation means mastering. That's not easy. First is ahimsa, non-violence. Swami Vida always talked about non-violence. He said, if you are not afraid over death, then you have mastered ahimsa. If you are afraid about death, you are not mastered ahimsa. If you are not afraid, your mind is free from emotion, and then you can really fight with awareness. But you are not aware. You are sleeping, deep sleeping. Then somebody comes and makes some beep, 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 and then you go a little bit away. Yes. That's too late. Too late. So being aware means she attacks, I'm here. And the martial arts, or the tradition was, if the warriors are afraid of death, they are not good warriors. They have not mastered this. So you can train so to overcome your fear. If you have emotional disturbance, you cannot fight. You will die immediately because you have no awareness and no control. There gives a lot of stories about that. The master tests the student. That's the first step in ashram. So be aware of the whole time. Not sleeping. Oh! That's not the right way. So to be aware means 24 hours, not 24 seconds. So the whole body, the whole space, the whole breathing. Another movement. Body awareness, kaya in the Buddhist tradition. Kaya means to aware what the body is doing every moment. How I'm sitting, walking, eating, sleeping, and so on. So one of my spiritual sister, Matapasya from Taiwan, she was living 10 years in a monastery in Taiwan. I think some of you have seen her. She was a long time here in the ashram. Then she shifted to the Tibetan Buddhist tradition. So when we have a first meeting in the old ashram, I was sitting on a dinner evening on a place where there's silence, and I was eating my soup. She comes in front of me, sit, take one spoon. I was looking, erect my spine, and it makes the same. So, because I was a little bit lazy, and she was very concentrated. One spoon, another spoon, full awareness. So she was well trained. I am not. I was. So it was a very, very interesting experience. And the whole time she was very aware what she was doing, walking and watch the breath and so. And it was a very interesting meeting. So we have, from this time on, a lot of experience and meetings. And she was in my institute, and I was in. Last year I was in Himalayan Pradesh in one monastery where she is sometimes. So the training in the monastery was so to be aware. First is kaya, training the body movements, to be aware what the body is doing. Every step, every breath, so what I'm doing with the body, to be aware. So then, the next step is Vedana, much more difficult. Vedana means control over the emotional body. That was Swami Veda trained 60 years in his life. So, emotional purification. That's the most difficult part. Some of you have the experience when we are practicing that, stop the breath, so this way. So no control over the emotion. Emotional disturbance disturbs the breath. Yes. Follow the movement. Don't jump in this direction, this direction. What's that? Don't jump. Follow the movement. So nothing happens if you follow. So you have to be aware what he is doing. And so, flat. Not like a, what heißt Schildkröte? Turtle. So, relax. Your head on this side. If you turn your head, protect your body. Okay? Good. Again. So breath awareness. Prana, apana, smriti in yoga. Smriti is intentness of mindfulness. So if you have not reached this level, you will never reach meditation and samadhi. That's the basis, intentness of mindfulness. If I focus my energy, only one thing. Concentrate. So here, and this side is very important. This is like a swim. So I can control it here. And nearby, that's very important. So nearby means contact with his body. And to control this whole field, not only the arm. Concentrate. So when he stands up, I control this whole field. If you have some pain, you make a noise. Okay? Not hold your breath, make a noise. And exhale. That's a holding exercise. Because my energy is here with him together. I control the whole field, not only the arm. So, if you come up, so I will control. Without emotional purification, you will not come at this level. So that's the most important and very, very, very hard to achieve, because we are all have emotional bodies and we react from this emotional body. We have no control over our emotion, and that is the most disturbing in the mind field. So, emotional purification means in the Shinto tradition that belongs to one part of the Aikido practice is mi, su, gi. Mi, su. Su is flesh, is mi is mind. Mi, su, gi means washing the flesh and the mind, purification. So in all traditions you see the priests are in white clothes because they have purified their mind and body, so they're white. So in the Shinto tradition the priests are in white clothes, and in other traditions here in India the Brahmins are in white. That means purification, sign of purification. So that is when you work together with somebody in the martial art, emotion comes up. He's a wrong guy, or he is stiff, and he is that, and he don't smell very well, and so on. And all the emotions come up. But to be aware of that, what happens in your mind, and to handle that in this moment, that is purification. You must be aware of the whole body, not only of parts. You're only aware of parts of the body, not of the whole body. But the rest is like stable on the body. It's the whole body. So that is a wonderful thing in Aikido. Purify your mind in the practice with so different people. So when we are here practicing the 10 days, I said never change the partner, because you are so confused that make more confusion. You're always with one partner, so that you can make a little experience. But normally, you have to change the partner that you can come together with everybody. Not this is he nice, he's not nice guy, so I only look for a nice person, and the other person I'm not so. So that is what we call in yoga raga and dvesha. Raga means attachment, and dvesha means aversion. That's what we knowing in yoga is a veil over the consciousness. So we have 5 veils in yoga. Avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhidvesha. So raga and dvesha is what in this sense we are operating within our mind. I like this, I don't like this. We always operate in this both directions. That is nice and not nice. He's a nice person, he's not a nice person. So we always operate in this. That is the greatest disturbance. So when you work in martial art together, you have to work together. Aiki means come together. So if you're not nice or nice, stop your emotion about that. Start to come together. That is mi-su, the cleaning, purification process. I'm not disturbed. If you see Swami Veda or you have seen him, so he always was in a very, very state of mind of happiness and of stillness. Nothing against or attached. So that's, you can see in his face, no wrinkle, nothing. I have a lot of stories with him together when some people get emotion. He was always in a very relaxed state. All the people are crying and shouting and whatever. He was no against, not attached, not. So that is a trained mind. And in martial art you can train this, to work with everybody carefully, with awareness, but without attachment, without aversion. That's very important. So it takes a long time. I have more than 40 years practice. So I go around Europe, in Italy and France and so on, and work with so different people from different cultures. And always comes emotion up. Next movement, the same attack, so right, left. So I go to the wrist. On your chest. So the whole body is like an energy field. Contact, energy is flowing. You cannot work if you are aggressive and so on. So first is ahimsa, so reduce your aversion, reduce your attachment. The whole body is in my field. She comes up. Contact to the chest. So, here together, very slowly, because it's a little bit pain in the wrist, but nothing will happen when you follow the movement. If you not follow, wrist is painful. That is a purification process. It's very important. It takes a long time. But it's only one step. Next step is mental purification. It means that you go deeper in your mind field. Deeper means the step from concentration to meditation. And what we are using in yoga, all this purification process with mantra, purification, mantra, science, to use the deeper layers of the mind to purify. That's more difficult, because then all your bad habits comes up. And it's not nice to have this experience. If you not follow the movement, you can really hurt your body. And you have no control over the movement. I follow the movement. Not turn away. If I turn away, I have no control, and if she makes the technique, I can break my bones. But if I follow, I have a chance for a counter-attack. Yeah? So the movement, I follow the movement. And I can use her energy with my energy together. Yeah? But if I turn away, I have no control. And that's very dangerous. Understand? So when I follow, nothing happens. But don't stiff. Relax the muscle, and then you can follow. If some pain, I can make it worse. So she stopped. So, but normally I follow, she go down, I follow. You have control over the whole movement. Energy goes together. That's the principle of Aikido. So energy combined energy. So if I turn away, it's very dangerous. If you make a technique, then you will break your bones. So, but here is no problem. So, work together, not against. And your awareness is, you have to be aware of the whole space. Not the right direction, the right space. Yes, yes, yes. So nothing happens. And you learn to control your body movement and your breath and your concentration. That's very important. So all the things come together. So that step, use your whole body like an energy field. Up to this moment is enough. But you have to go together. She comes up. Control, concentration. Come. Up to this moment. Again. We have so much stored in our mind field, chitta, and a lot of what we have stored is not so nice. So over many lifetimes. But without this purification we cannot go further. That's a very, very difficult path of yoga. So mental chitta prasadanam, the mental purification. So it gives purification of the body, Shatkama and so on, Panchakama in Ayurveda and all this. This is of the body surface. But the mental purification is much more deeper and much more difficult. So if you work with somebody together or a long time with different people, so slowly, if you are really aware of that is the most lost in the martial art, is they make only technique. They kicked and boxed and jumped and all. It's all technique. That's not important. What happens in your mind and your breath is important. So Swami Rama, one time Swami was in Japan, and so he has a lot of experience in the Kung Fu by a great master in the Himalayas. And he told me a nice story when he was in Japan. He goes to the karate school and they are practice dang, and they make a tamashiwari, so they break the stones and all this thing. And he was looking and said, very good, very good. So, then he said, okay, after a time, bring me a glass of water. So they bring a glass of water, put it on the table, and he looked at the glass, and the glass was damaged. And all the karate masters were shocked. So that was his demonstration. So after that, nobody would fight with him. So he has a much more control over power, universal consciousness power. So it's only a step that you have make some effort and you have some power, but it's not so important. Important is how to can control your mind field and your emotional. That is the first step that you have practiced in martial arts. And unfortunately, it will not teach. Nobody teaches that. They only show you this kick and leg up and down and all this. The technical parts, that is not real martial art. So the connection is to yoga, so that all the great yoga masters are very skillfully in martial art. Because they have control over the mind and the power of the mind. So in the Mahabharata there were a lot of stories of enormous weapons, what they are mental weapons, what they are using in the fight. They killed hundreds of millions of people with that. So here, more control over your mind, more power. Mind is the biggest instrument in the universe, the most powerful instrument. Unfortunately, we always use only 0% of our mind field. So we really come not in contact with our own power. So that martial art can help you to come in contact with this power. And then in the Yoga Sutras you can read the siddhis if you really have control over your mind field. So all the power, the siddhis are described in the 3rd chapter of the Yoga Sutras. But Patanjali was very careful. He said it is not the goal to achieve the siddhis. It will disturb you if you are attached to that. You will not reach the goal. The goal is moksha, not siddhis. So be careful. So some people said, okay, then I will reach the moksha, siddhis are not important. That is wrong too. Because without siddhis, how can you reach samadhi? It's very difficult. So it's in the meditation tradition, it's a part of this discipline. So more control over your mind, more power, but not to attach to that power. So Swami Rama, sometimes he uses this power to demonstrate and for the students that he has control over his mind field and the power, and sometimes he gives a lot of stories about that he demonstrated to teach the students. The students always have doubt. So I'm not on the right way, nothing happens to me, and blah, 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 and so. Swami Rama, sometimes he uses this power to show that is possible. But it's not the goal. The goal is moksha. So moksha goes through self-purification. Improve your stability. So you will feel different if you really practice it 12 days. You feel different after this. So that you get more stability, more awareness about your body-mind connection, and it will be helpful for your meditation. That is the goal. So we want to improve our body and mind. So more stability, more healthy body, and control over the emotion, and then more stability for the mind field and more advanced meditation is possible. Think about it. That's very important. So if you have some questions, you can every time stop and you can ask.
Our movement is a stiffness,
Yes.
but I got the point from you. You many times your position is a little bit bending like this.
Yes.
You're bending this like this,
Yes.
more front,
Yes.
but almost us. Our attitude is starting like this. So because of the, what is the difference for?
The difference is because if you walk not so. So the normal relaxation is that the gravity is go down, not up. So the gravity is the body has gravity and it goes down. The relaxation is because the gravity pulls you down, not up. So if you are stiff, you have no center. And do it together. 1, 2, 3. If you're stiff, so if you're stiff, if you relax, try again. And more stability. If you're stiff, again. If you're stiff, so if you relax, use your center. So, this is relaxation. We use this energy on the subtle body. Right in. So when he's strong, so I can work with my feet, but very, very difficult. So slowly relax. So body is relaxed, and I can use my prana. Yeah? Not to relax. And concentration, and use the prana flow. Okay. The old tradition, it was every day as practice. So every day means you have to be every day maybe the same practice like stillness in the mind, meditation, breath awareness or whatever. And then slowly some control and experience started. So my main teacher, a Japanese main teacher, he's now 86 years old. He started when he was 20 years old with Aikido. And he said, if you really want to be or become a master of art, between 20 and 40 years, you have to practice 5 hours every day in your home for yourself. And then you go in the institute and practice again what you have trained 5 hours in your home every day. So he has done this, and so he is a very high advanced teacher. So it needs a lot of discipline. Unfortunately, the most people have no discipline. The mind is running everywhere, in this direction, that direction. And especially in the modern society, all the equipments we have, no? I see always people only sitting in this way. Mind disturbed on the smartphone. Then sits on the computer. They're sitting, get fatter. No? So no control over body, no control over the food, and so on. So the mind is totally disturbed. How can they are fixed and steady? It's not possible. So we have to reduce what we call in yoga pratyahara. It's a very important limb in the Ashtanga. Pratyahara, what I take inside, through the indriyas, through the senses. We always our mind goes out through the senses, not in. So pratyahara means to control what you take in, mentally, food, and so on. And unfortunately our mind's always outside. And then we come not in the stillness because the mind is in every moment has agitation outside. If we have no control over our senses, we never reach meditation. That is why some people goes in the ashram or in the monastery and so on to want not so much agitation for their mind field and a little bit go back from all these outside agitations. No? But the most people are living in the world and the mind is agitated through the senses. So, pratyahara means indriya, control over the indriyas, control over the mind, control over prana. Most of you have a very weak pranamaya kosha, very weak. So pranamaya kosha, the main pranas, 5 main pranas and 5. So we have 10 pranas. So without prana, you cannot control the physical body. Without prana, you have a weak physical body. If the pranamaya kosha leaves the physical body, you will die. So if the prana level is very low, you have a weak immune system, nervous system is disturbed and so on, and you cannot really digest food and so on. And it creates a lot of trouble. What will the people are doing there? Take drugs. I cannot sleep, drug. I have no digestion, drug. I'm nervous, drug. So, with this weak body, how can you manage meditation? Not possible. You need a strong, healthy body. So, in Ayurveda, they said the 3 pillars of health. First is food, because it nourishes the physical body. Food, sleep, and sex. Control over sex, control over sleep, control over your food. That's the 3 pillars of health. If you have control over that, you will get some problems. Then comes the next step in yoga, breath awareness, and mental control. So that comes together. First, you have to see what takes you inside. Most people have a weak body, they have too much weight, and so on. They're always sitting, and they have no proper trained the body. So my body is 68. So and I will practice maybe up to 90. Then I will sit the last time. But it is possible if you have a strong body and trained body. But if your body not trained, you have no chance. No? So you see it in our society, in the modern society, the old people. No? They are weak. They have diseases in the mind, in the brain, make Parkinson and demence and so on. And that is self-created misery. Swami Rama always talk 80% of the illness is self-created. And that's true. So, but you can go against that. They give all the methods, all the knowledge about that, so that we have all the old medicine like Ayurveda. Martial art is one part of that. So most of the martial art masters was a healer. In South India, they give the tradition. They are healing in China, they give the tradition, and so on. Good. So because they know about the body, how to use the body, and they see the weakness by their students, and they give massage and all that, so that they have a very flexible and strong body, and you can improve your capacity. No? Normal life is, if you get after 50 years, goes down. No? Then you see the people on the stick, or in Europe on the rollator, and so on. So that is a very self-created misery, and it is not really necessary. You can avoid that. But you read it in the Yoga, first sutra of the 2nd chapter, Tapas, Swadhyaya, Ishvara, Pranidhana, Kriya Yoga. So Kriya Yoga is a spiritual practice. It started with tapas. Tapas means mental and physical discipline. So, and without discipline, Swami Rama said, you cannot achieve anything. That is why Patanjali said in the first sutra, the first word is tapas. So, because we have so much problems in our mind, so much disturbances in our mind field, so it needs a lot of tapas to overcome that. So you have to go down with your kin when somebody attack here your throat. Normally, control the elbow, no? Very strong technique, so very careful. Try.
A little bit.
Little bit, but not correct. I show only one movement. There is many possibilities. The title of the seminar is Yoga and Martial Art. You have to be very careful because we have not, I told you yesterday, we are not dancing. Martial art means be aware what you are doing. be humble with your partner. Not to show off that you are stronger and so and to hurt someone. So everyone has a different structure in his body, and some are more sensitive and some not so sensitive. But if you're not aware, you can break some bones. I will not call the ambulance. We are all beginners. I'm a beginner, you are beginners. Because so, take care. It's very, very important.
Let's see.
No.
I didn't take it out.
We have all the different methods. In yoga, you have, in Hatha Yoga, you have asanas to improve your body movements. In martial art, we have different movements, in Tai Chi and so on, Taekwondo and whatever. They give different methods to move with the body, to have control over the body, but you have to do it. If you don't do it, nothing happens. The same is with martial arts. So in my institute, we teach every day. So some comes maybe 2, 3, 4 times a week, and they make progress. The most come maybe 1 time or 2 times a week, they make no progress. It's not enough. Because the disturbance from outside is too much. No? So they practice a little bit, so it is better than nothing, but really they get no further. You have to invest more time. To be successful in Hatha Yoga, it means minimum 2 hours every day asana. Only asana. Then pranayama. 2 hours, minimum. So my Hatha Yoga teacher, Raja Gopalan from South India, when he was young, he was here in the Shivananda ashram. He comes from Madras. His family was settled in Madras. His brother was a very famous Swami, Swami Venkatasananda. So when he was a young boy, he comes in the Shivananda ashram. He practiced every day 8 hours asana, non-stop. If you see him today, he is over 70 years old. He is very flexible, very relaxed. He started when he was young, very intense practice. Then one of his teachers was a prana vidya master. Prana vidya master about prana. So when they started to practice pranayama, 6 months, every day, 8 hours, non-stop. Then you get control of your prana. But with a very competent master. Not alone, you cannot practice alone, you need a master. So it depends from your intense practice. So if you do nothing, nothing happens. So you have to decide how much time you will use every day for your own personality. Not for job, not for earn money and for all that. It's one part. But you have time enough, or you have to take time enough to study your own personality and to practice. And that gives a lot of methods. No? Hatha Yoga is one part. Unfortunately, they practice only in Hatha Yoga asanas, but Hatha Yoga is a very complex system. And really study Hatha Yoga, it needs to go in the ashram. You cannot study Hatha Yoga in your family lifetime. It's not possible. Because it's a very complex system. No? Asana is the first step, pranayama, shatkama, mudras, bandhas, and so on, so on, so on. Very difficult. And so, if you get so much disturbance from outside, you cannot really practice in this way. So you have to go maybe for some years in the ashram. If you want to go in this direction, you can practice at your home. No? Most people have enough space to make asanas in your home, or to sit and concentrate your mind field. So it depends from your intense practice, under direction, under a good teacher, and give you some advice to be careful of that, and then you make steps. No? So Swami Vida always maybe practice 20 hours a day. 4 hours he make yoga nidra. It was a very relaxed and conscious state, and then 20 hours he has time to work very hard. Swami Rama always used 2.5 hours for Yoga Nidra, and then the rest time he was working. The whole night he was traveling from one continent to the other to watch over his students. So everybody has a capacity. But if you really ask your own mind, where is your awareness every day? Your awareness go in this direction, that direction. I like this, I like that. I have to earn money. I have to drive a big car, and so on and so on. So I have no car. I have no internet. So it's very funny. So I'm free from all the disturbance. Wonderful life. The people, when they are started their work, when they are lunchtime, they are exhausted. I have enough time for my practice and so on. But I need no car. I need no aeroplane. I need no big ship or whatever. So you have to make a decision. What will you really need for your life? If you need so much, you have to work for that. I have a house, I have this, I have that, I have to work for that. All my power goes in this way. So that everybody has to decide what he really wants to achieve in his life. So Swami Rama always said, this planet, that's not our real home. No? We are not animals, we are human beings. So we are only a short time here on this planet. But it's not our real home. It's only a place to master something. And then we are going to our real home. So, but if we attach to this, then we have a big problem. So, then we are like animals. So the animals have the same urge. Eating, sleeping, running away when some enemy comes, and sex. So the 4 primitive urges for every living being. So if the human being is attached to this, he is like an animal. So, but we are human beings. No? It is said in the tradition, in every tradition, spiritual tradition, man is like God. He can become Ishvara on himself. He has the capacity. The only living being in the universe. He has the capacity to become Ishvara. So Swami Rama is Ishvara. So you have to make a decision. I'm an animal or I'm God? So Swami Rama said, first you have to become a human being. It means to be aware of your power, of your consciousness. And then you can become a God. But you're not aware of your own consciousness, human consciousness, you're an animal, nothing more. You have to make a decision. No? So Aurobindo, a great yogi, he said, you decide. If you are an ant, you are an ant. If you decide a spiritual personality, you are a spiritual personality. It's your decision. So we have to train your capacities of our mind. So let it go a step forward. That is wonderful to see in the spiritual tradition. So in the Yoga Sutras or in the Shiva Sutras, step forward to master this, master next step, so that you can full aware of your own capacity or your own personality. And the own personality is very, very, very difficult. We have a mind field with many chambers and so on, and we are not aware of that. So if you go in a deeper state of meditation, so you have to control this state, and then you go further next state. So that means different states of samadhi are described in the Yoga Sutras. The same in the Shiva Sutras. From Anava Upaya to Shakti Upaya, from Shakti Upaya to Shambhu Upaya. So it means, so from your restricted consciousness to expand. So step by step. You cannot jump. It's not possible. You have to go step by step. That is meditation tradition. Step by step, you improve your awareness. So in the martial art the same. No? You have to master first your body, your stability, your control of your body, then your emotional fear and aggression, whatever happens in the emotional body. So step by step you get control over that. So it gives a lot of stories about, in Japan was a very famous master, and he trained the cock. In every tradition he gives a fight between the cocks. The emperor comes to this master and said, you have to train this cock. And then after weeks, how is a cock? He said, not ready, he is emotional, he again aggressive, so we have to wait. And after some weeks the emperor comes again and said, what is with the cock? He is not really ready, said the master, so he obviously shares with his legs and so on, he is not still enough, so wait. And after a month the emperor was very excited and comes again to the master and said, what is the cock? Okay, he is, wait noch 2 or 3 days, then we can start with a fight. So then the emperor brings the next cock, and this trained cock was in the arena, so sitting, and the trained cock was sitting like a statue. And the other cock comes in, saw this cock sitting and ran away. He wanted to fight. Because he was so in his power, and the other cock realized he has no chance, so he ran away. That was the best cock. So, there gives a lot of stories about, so in the tradition, and like the sword master, and then so was a disciple, and once again he asked his master, can I fight? I feel I really have some experience. Can I fight against you? He said, no, wait. And after years, again, he asked, can I fight against you, master? And the master said, okay, go to this place, there is a monk, he is living alone. If you defeat him, you can go and we will fight. So this student goes, he finds this monk and said, I come from this master, sorry, but I want to fight against you. And the monk said, I will not fight, I'm a monk, so I don't fight. But the student was very angry. He said, I come this long way to fight against you. You have to fight. So it gives a discussion. And then this young man takes the sword and wants to kill this monk. He was so excited. And the monk said, okay. He took off his clothes, said, come, kill me, and go further. And the student goes back. He finds not a way to attack. And after a time he threw his sword and said, sorry, you are too strong. So he comes back to his master, and his master said, have you fight against the monk? He said, sorry, master, I have trained my mind again for years, so I have understand what you mean. So this gives a lot of stories at that. So train your mind, and then give up all your emotional stability in your mind field. So that's real martial art, not to fight. So the best master in this time was when he never touched his sword. So yoga means samadhi, intentness of mindfulness. So not to show off your ego. In martial art, something happens what is not good. So the people get a little bit strong, and then they show off their ego. Swami always taught emotional purification. So not to show off, although I'm strong, I'm this, I'm that. That is not real martial art. Martial art means protection.